Jai Sri Ram. The interesting story of Babruvahana, the son of Arjuna, born of Chitrangada, who killed Arjuna. And why? Well, the story is the Ashwamedha Yajna was being launched, and the horse entered the Manipura kingdom. And Manipura, Babruvahana was the king, whose mother's name was Chitrangada. Arjuna had four wives, Draupadi, Subhadra, Chitrangada, and Ulupi. Ulupi's son was Iravan. Iravan. Okay. So, uh, then on hearing about the arrival of Arjuna, Babruvahana made arrangements to receive his father. But Arjuna waited out in the outskirts, and Arjuna told Babruvahana, "You are my son, you are a great warrior, and it is your Kshatriya dharma to catch the horse and resist its further movement. You are welcoming the enemy like a coward. This is not a Kshatriya dharma. So you cannot become a Kshatriya, or you're not a king if you don't match me in battle." So Babruvahana said, "Okay, if that's your wish." And finally, Babruvahana proved to be too good for Arjuna, and Babruvahana killed Arjuna. Arjuna lay dead on the battlefield. And Babruvahana was he was heart stricken. He was inconsolable. So Babruvahana said, "I have committed the worst kind of papam, so I cannot live in this world without my father. So I will do prayopavesha." Prayopavesha is, starving yourself to death. Ritual suicide, sort of. Like harakiri, Japanese, these warriors, samurais do that harakiri. Ritual disembowelment. But here we don't do any disembowelment. Starving yourself to death. Prayopavesham. So, then Ulupi comes onto the scene. She said, "Oh son, oh my son Babruvahana, don't do all this nonsense. Arjuna is the son of Devendra. How can he die? This is just to test your vigor and valor. I provoked you to fight with your father. So you forgot that? You fulfilled the desire of your father Arjuna to fight with you. In fact, you are both under delusion. Arjuna has not died. He has just fainted. Look at your father. He will wake up as if from sleep." And Ulupi gave a diamond to Babruvahana. It's a magical one. And asked him to keep it on the heart of Arjuna, and Arjuna woke up. And looking at Babruvahana, Arjuna said, "Are you okay?" Everyone thought Arjuna died. And Ulupi then explained, "You see, in the Kurukshetra war, you kept Shikhandi before you and fought with Bhishma. Bhishma fell. And actually you acquired great papam, mahapatakam. Therefore, you have to undergo an expiation, atonement. Papa pariharam chellinchali. So, one day, while I was taking a bath in Ganga, Vasus were also taking bath in a nearby area. See, I am a Nagakanya. I can light fires under the water. I can revive people from death. And there are so many powers we Nagas have. So I could hear their conversation. Clear audience. I could hear the conversation, though they were far, far away, but somewhere in Ganga. So I could hear the conversation through the medium of the water. Actually, river Ganga was also with them in a human form, because Vasus were her children. And Vasus told Ganga, "Oh Mother Ganga, we are all your sons, and you must know that we were actually Vasus cursed to be born on earth, and with you as our mother, because we stole Vashishta's cow." So that's all right. That is all a known story. Arjuna killed your son Bhishma, and Bhishma is Dyav, the eldest brother of the Vasus. And Arjuna killed Bhishma by keeping Shikhandi in front, because Bhishma would not fight against a woman. Though Shikhandi got magically transformed into a warrior, he was a Maharathi. In fact, appointed by Sri Krishna as one of the in charges of the Akshonis. One of the Akshonis, he was the commander. So Shikhandi is mistakenly portrayed as some kind of a pansy, hijra, koja, effeminate character. No. If you read the original Mahabharata, when Shikhandi was fighting, people who saw him were reminded of Sri Rama. In fact, it is written there in the Mahabharata that they were exclaiming, "Hey, Shikhandi looks like Sri Ramachandra." That was the power of Shikhandi. So Shikhandi is in the movies, these Bollywood Kachadawood rascals, they have spoiled, cultural genocide is what they are doing. They are portraying Shikhandi as a hijra, as an effeminate character, koja. But that's not true. Shikhandi, of course, Bhishma had his own fixations. Bhishma vowed that he will never fight against a woman. Now, Shikhandi was born a woman, but in the middle, he got magically transformed into a male because of a blessing by a Brahma Rakshasa. So, that is a different story. I don't want to get into that. So, Shikhandi was a full blown male, okay, and he was a Maharathi. Now, but since Bhishma was fixated on his vow that he will not fight against a woman, he was also fixated that Shikhandi was born as a woman, therefore he will not fight against this fellow. So Shikhandi could have individually fought against Bhishma and perhaps killed. In fact, some interpreters say that it was Shikhandi who killed Bhishma. Bhishma was already old. So Shikhandi was as good as Bhishma or better perhaps. Anyway, so Shikhandi was kept in front and Arjuna shot Bhishma from behind. Because Bhishma was invincible, So this is a papam, mahapatakam. So Arjuna acquired lot of papam. I am not using the word sin because sin is a silly Christian concept. I already explained that to you. The act of disobedience of Adam and Eve in eating the apple, the tree of knowledge, and then everyone got infected with original sin, and Adam was kicked out. Adam and Eve were kicked out of paradise, and we humans are born sinners because we were infected by the original sin of disobedience committed by Adam and Eve. The most ridiculously irrational idea I have ever heard. And so we are all born sinners. Whereas Hinduism, the good news is we are all born divine. The Christian good news is Christ has died for you and he has come to save you. Anyway, that's a different discussion. So Arjuna acquired this Mahapatakam by keeping Shikhandi in front. And Ulupi said, so the Vasus were complaining to Bhishma. And Bhishma dropped his bow and arrows because Shikhandi was there, and Arjuna shot numerous arrows through the body and Bhishma fell. And Arjuna committed this grave crime. And so we intend to curse Arjuna. So Ganga said, yeah, go ahead, fine. She gave her approval. After I heard this conversation, I went to my father and told him what happened. So my father went and met the Vasus and begged them, implored them to save Arjuna because Arjuna is my son-in-law, please. So Vasu said, okay, we will relax it on the condition that Arjuna will fight with his own son, babruvahana, and he must be defeated, and then only his papam will vanish. So my father conveyed that information to me. Meanwhile, you have come following the yaga ashwa, and so this is how the whole thing happened. Now the circle has come, full circle, it has come full circle, and Arjuna has undergone expiation, atonement, and is relieved of that curse. So again, the law of karma affects everyone. So you cannot escape. Jai Shri Ram.